Hello and welcome back to the Colorado Rockies franchise. Taking a look at the standings out here in the NL West, we are 14 games out, and in the wild card, 5.5 out, and we have a negative 22 run differential. We're already making a trade with the Cleveland Indians, sending Sam Gaviglio off to them. If you remember, we got him in a trade last year with the Texas Rangers for Kyle Freeland. Gaviglio has been pretty good for us, but we wanted to call somebody else up and get something in return for Gaviglio since he's been pitching pretty well. His FIP is right around 4, which is kind of where you want it. He's still got a couple years of team control. The Indians are sending us back Kirk McCarty, who still has a very high ceiling, but at the age of 25, hopefully he can actually reach that ceiling. And we'll see the Indians are, in fact, going to accept this trade. So now let's move on to see who we call up, and that is Heath Holder. He's going to be put in the long reliever role. He's been pretty great at AAA at the major league level this year. He wasn't good, but we're going to give him another chance. So now before we move on to the second half, we're going to take a look around the league at the league leaders. Batting average, Nico Hoerner tied for it, but impressive to see him up there. Hit leader, you saw Charlie Blackmon, so we do have somebody up there. Devils Tapia's in 5th. Triples by Bellinger. Home runs, Freddie Freeman, last year's MVP, who also leads in RBI, and runs scored. Stolen bases, John Birdie tied with Alberto Mondesi. Juan Soto in walks and on base. Slugging, Freddie Freeman, not too surprised here, and OPS. Wins, Noah Syndergaard. Remember, the Cubs got him in the offseason on a huge deal, so not too surprised that he's having a great year for them. Saves, Roberto Osuna leads the National League, and a couple of Dodgers have the best ERA in the National League. Shutouts, Syndergaard, and strikeouts, Dinelson Lamet from the Padres. Syndergaard also has the most complete games with 4 of them and innings pitched. Walks allowed, you can see Davy Garcia's in 3rd place there, so he's at least now allowing base runners to get on via the walk. So now let's move on to the American League, where Mike Trout has a .388 batting average. Absolutely bonkers for him. Now doubles, Ryan Mountcastle having a great year there for the from the Baltimore Orioles on the Toronto Blue Jays now. Surprised to see him get moved last year, but it's been great for the Blue Jays. Robbie Grossman leads in stolen bases. I did not expect to see him up there for that. And on base, Mike Trout with a .504 on base. That is insane. Should definitely be leading the MVP race, at least at this point, for the AL. Losses, you could see Jordan Montgomery for the Yankees and saves another Yankee, Aroldis Chapman, who's tied. Home runs allowed, Logan Allen with 5. He's been very good at a young age. I think he's like the 4th or 5th starter. Ohtani, of course, leading in strikeouts. Very good year for him, at least better than usual. When it comes to MLB The Show, Sims, usually he's not very good pitching-wise, but it looks like he's doing all right in ours. Mike Trout with a 7.6 WAR at the All-Star break. Wow. So we're taking on the Diamondbacks here to start the second half. In a big series, one of a couple that's going to decide whether we are buyers or sellers at the trade deadline. Tapia with 1 out here in the first. He's going to send one to left center field, and this is going to get down and hit off the warning track and wall there. Tapia's going to round second and head for third, and he's going to slide in safely. It's a 1-out triple from Tapia. Trying to get the Rockies started here early. Charlie Blackmon up now on a 3-2 count. He's going to ground this up the middle. Second baseman's going to make the play, but it's an RBI ground out from Charlie Blackmon as the Rockies take a 1-0 lead. Bottom of the first, Heath Holder getting the start as the opener, and this one's going to be launched to right field, and it's going to hook, but stay fair. That's a home run for Rojas. Diamondbacks answer right back. It is now all tied up again, now at 1. Top of the second, make a man up. He's going to send one to center field, and this big ballpark, it's going to stay in the yard, hit off the wall, but it's a 1-out double from Ryan McMahon. Now Victor Caratini up, getting the start at catcher. He's going to send one to left center field, just like Tapia's, and this is going to happen off the wall there. It's going to be an RBI double from Caratini. Rockies answer right back, take the lead back. It's now 2-1. Let's move to the bottom of the third. Josh Van Meter up, Gomber pitching now as the follower. This one's going to be sent to left field, and it's going to hook, but stay fair and hop over the wall. It's a ground rule double from Josh Van Meter. And with 2 outs, Tim LeCastro up. He's going to launch one to left field and bat flip. That's a no-doubt home run for him as the Diamondbacks take the lead, and they're up 3-2. Tim LaCastro just seems to always do well against us. Matt Adams up in the bottom of the fourth, and the former Rocky's going to hit a home run. Another home run allowed by Austin Gomber, as the Diamondbacks are now up 4-2. And that's Matt Adams' 16th of the year. Go to the top of the fifth, Victor Caratini up. And a 2-2 count. He's going to launch one to right field, and that's going to leave. The ball just jumping here in Arizona as the Rockies find themselves down just a run now. Still in the same inning, Kevin Kiermaier up. And a 2-1 count. He's going to send one to the Rockies' favorite spot in the ballpark, that left center gap, and it's going to bounce off the top of the wall and stay in the yard. And that's going to be a triple for Kiermaier. So Rockies got the tying run at third base. It's the third triple of the year for Kiermaier. Carlos Correa up now. 2-2 count. He's going to send one to left, and that's going to get down in front of Peralta. Peralta doesn't have enough behind the throw, and the relay is late. The Rockies have tied it up here at 4. Through to the bottom of the sixth. Jeffrey Springs in the game. Carson Kelly, the all-star catcher, is going to send one out of here. Another home run for the Diamondbacks. And they've taken the lead. Carson Kelly has 8 home runs on the year. Springs pitched himself into some trouble, so they call on Tyler Kolek with 2 on and nobody out in that same inning. A chopper up the middle is going to advance both runners, but at least they got the out at first. Josh Van Meter up in a full count, and he's going to send one to center field. This should be out number 2. Yep, looks like Kiermaier's got underneath it and makes the play, fires home, and the play at the plate. He is out. Matt Adams is gunned out heading home there. Kiermaier saves a run, and the Rockies stay down just 1 run. Kiermaier's excellent defense there. Now in the top of the 8th, Tapia up, and he watches ball 4. So we get the tying run on base. Charlie Blackmon up in a full count, and he's going to send one to the left center gap. And carrying back, it's going to bounce over the wall. It's a ground rule double. Unfortunately, their runner has to stop at third there. Gurriel up, and he swings and misses at the slider, goes down. So now it's going to be up to Trevor Larnach with 2 outs. And he's going to send one to right field, and that's going to leave a no doubt 3-run homer here for Larnach. The Rockies have taken the lead now up 7-5. Hit it 450 feet. Nice to see him making an impact here in his first game back after being recalled. Jake Diekman coming into the game, trying to shut down this Diamondbacks lineup that's been hitting the ball all over the yard. He strikes out Matt Adams with a runner on base. Now Eduardo Escobar in a full count. Watches ball 4 in the dirt. So now they got runners at first and second with 1 out. And Nick Ahmed up, and he's going to strike out in a fastball. So he's 1 out away from sending us to the 9th inning. And Van Meter going to send this to left field, and it gets down in front of Tapia. He fires home, but the throw is offline. It's an RBI single. The Rockies now only up just 1 run. And Josh Rojas is up. Rojas, he's going to launch one to right center field, and that's going to leave. The Rockies have blown it as this one's hit over that hot tub out there. Diamondbacks have taken a 9-7 lead. Can't believe it. Rockies just can't keep the Diamondbacks off the board. And Rogers to start the top of the 9th with 1 out. It's going to send one to left, and that's going to get out of here. A solo home run for him. Rockies down just a run now on Rogers' 10th home run of the year. And Kiermaier is going to watch ball 4. So the Rockies not giving up. So they got the tying run on base. Correa swings and misses at a curveball. So the Rockies are going to be down to their last out. And it's Tapia in a 1-2 count. And he's going to swing and miss at a slider inside. The Rockies lose this one 8-9. Offense was great, but pitching was pretty terrible as every single pitcher that came in the game allowed at least a run. Rockies, however, would go on to win the series, taking 2 of 3. Taking a look at the box scores, winning game 2 12-9. The offense absolutely putting on a show. Gurriel with 4 hits. Talia also had a home run. Pitching still wasn't very good. Garcia did not have a good game at all. Game 3, we won 5-3, 3 hits from Tapia, including a home run. And pitching-wise, we had Marquez had probably one of his better games of the year, striking out 8 in 6 innings of work. Taking a look at the standings, we are 14 games out of the division and 6.5 out of the wild card. And now we're going to be taking on the San Diego Padres in the biggest series of the season. If we don't do well in this one, we're probably going to end up being sellers. And we're turning to Ryan Rolison, making his 7th career start. And now we're in the 5th inning. You see it's 0-0. He's facing the 9-hitter here. And he strikes him out with a slider. So Rolison pitching pretty well. Both pitchers pitching pretty well. Eric Hosmer with a runner on after a walk. And a 2-2 count. He's going to send this one to center field. And it's going to get through. And the runner's going to go all the way to third base and slide in safely. So now they got runners at the corners with 1 out. And they're going to go to the bullpen. Ryan Rolison did pretty well, but it's a big game. We're going to the bullpen, which has been great this year. Kolek's gotten us out of a couple of jams, and he's facing Machado. He's going to fly to left field. Tapia is going to get underneath of it. And there's going to be an attempt to throw home. And the play at the plate isn't even a thing. The throw is offline. Diamondbacks have taken a 1-0 lead on the sac fly. Tatis up now. In a 2-2 count, he strikes out in the changeup. So Kolek avoids major damage, but the Padres have taken a 1-0 lead. Now the bottom half of the 5th, Correa is going to send one to left center field with 2 outs. And this one's going to carry and leave. That's a solo shot from Correa. The Rockies have tied it back up, now at 1 on the 13th of the season for Correa. The top of the 6th, Myers is going to answer right back, though. The Padres have taken a 2-1 lead. And still in the 6th inning, Chris Owings, he's going to get hit by a pitch in the middle of the back. The former Rocky getting drilled. And now the 9-hitter, Hassel up, and he watches ball 4. So now 2 on and 2 out for the top of the order. Kim up in a hitter's count. He's going to send one through the right side of the infield. Larnach comes up firing, but the throw is offline. The swipe tag can't quite get Owings. The Padres have taken a 3-1 lead now. Go to Springs to try to face the lefty Hosmer, who's going to send it to center field, but it hangs up there for Kiermaier. But the Padres are now up 2 runs. Wilson Ramos in the bottom of the 7th is going to send it to right. Running back, Will Myers at the wall, and that leaves an opposite field home run. Gets the Rockies within 1 run. Now the top of the 9th, Yency Almonte, who's been pitching pretty well, is going to allow a ball to be hit to center field. Kiermaier dives and can't make the play, but luckily it bounces over the wall for a leadoff double. And Kim watches a ball in the dirt, and the runner's going to advance to third base. They would walk Kim, and Jordan Sheffield would enter the game trying to get him out of a jam. Eric Hosmer up in a 2-2 count. Infield in. The ball's lined right back at Sheffield. He made the play. So now there's 1 out for Manny Machado, and he's going to ground one through the right side of the infield. They were shifted, and that's an RBI single for Machado. And runners are going to be at the corners still, but now the Padres are up 4-2. Tatis up. He's going to ground it to short. Correa gets the out at second. The relay back to first is in time. So they get out of it, but now it's a 4-2 as we head to the bottom of the 9th. And Rogers swings and misses at a curveball as he's the first out of the inning. Kiermaier in a full count shows some patience. It gets the tying run up at the plate as he watches ball 4. Correa on the top of the order. In a 1-1 count, he's going to fly to right field, but it's going to hang up as he got too far under it. Will Myers is going to be there. So the Rockies down there the last out, and it's Tapia. In a 2-2 count, he gets blown by. Strikes out to end the game. The Padres are going to win this one 4-2. Solo home runs, the only offense for the Rockies from Correa and Ramos. Rolison did pitch pretty well, but had to pull him in the jam that he got into. After the game, we claimed a relief pitcher from the Red Sox in Austin Bryce. He hasn't been very good at the major league level, but he's another live arm and he has a funky motion. And I kind of like what I see. We'll put him at AAA and see if we need him at some point. Unfortunately, we'd go on to lose the series to the Padres, dropping 3 of 4. Game 2, he answered back, winning 3-1. Blackman was really the only source of offense. And pitching-wise, Rodriguez wasn't too bad. At least we got the win in this one. Game 3, however, we lose 4-2. Pitching affair until that 6th inning, give up 4 runs in it. Gomber was the follower, so we dropped that one. And Game 4, we got blown out. 9-3, just not what you wanted to see in a game where we needed to win to at least split and maybe give me some confidence to be a buyer at the trade deadline. 17 out of the division, the Dodgers are 69-31. That's no shot there. And wildcard, we're 7 games out. with a very negative run differential. We're going to be sellers. I know it's tough, but I can't justify being buyers when we're down this far and losing to teams that are ahead of us, like the Padres and Braves. So we're going to be sending Jake Diekman off here. He's an all-right relief pitcher. He's got a team option for that second year, so if he pitches poor in the second half, they can just decline him. And Gurriel, who's honestly been very impressive this season. I did not expect him to be as good as he has been, and it's a shame to see him go, but we got to get some playing time for some young guys. And yeah, Gurriel, get something for Gurriel while we still can. Shipping him off to the Angels. Angels have their top two needs as relief pitcher and first base. We're getting back Damian Nunn, a switch-hitting catcher who's been raking at AAA. Needs to work on the defense, though, if he wants to be a catcher. And Elvis Abreu here, an outfielder who is a long-term project at 18. Who knows if he ever ends up developing into what his potential really is? We'll see. So we made that trade with the Angels. And we're going to call up Ben Bowden to replace Diekman in the bullpen as a lefty, who's pretty good at AAA. And we're going to call up Nick Gordon to be a utility middle infielder, who was a AAA All-Star. Now, game one, we went 3-1 against the Diamondbacks. So at least we take this one. Blackman with a couple hits. Home runs for Larnach, Blackman, and Gordon. Marquez, another solid outing. Only struck out 4, but at least he didn't walk a bunch. And here's the second trade we're going to be making. Daniel Bard going to be shipped off to the Houston Astros, go back to his home state. He revived his career here. Really was nothing. He fell off with the Red Sox. Made his comeback here, and it's been great this season. .7 WAR, FIP a 3.18. He's an expiring contract at the age of 36. He needs to go somewhere where they have a shot at winning. And we're getting back another project outfielder at the age of 18. He's a great fielder, but needs to work on the hitting. So the Astros are going to accept that deal. And you can see the kind of players we really are targeting in these deals are more of the long-term investment kind of guys. With the draft, we've been getting a lot of high potential guys that should be ready pretty quickly, but we need to fill out the system behind them with a lot of more long-term guys that can take their time and develop. And here's the third trade we're going to be making. Our all-star closer, Scott Oberg, going to be sent off to his home state of Massachusetts to the Boston Red Sox. An all-star closer has had an excellent year. His career was in jeopardy until this season. At least he was healthy enough to pitch and has been great this season. And Wilson Ramos, a veteran catcher, not been the best this season, but he's an expiring contract and not too bad. A utility infielder who could play a little bit of outfield in Espinal, who we got last year in a deal from the Blue Jays. And another long-term investment here in a pitcher. Keon Middleton is more of a guy we just kind of need, like a veteran in the bullpen who's still has some team control, a couple years. Maybe he ends up being all right for us. And now the big get is Thomas Mitchell, a shortstop at the age of 18 who has a very high ceiling. See if he ever reaches it, though. So those are the trades we made at the trade deadline. Tell me down below what you think of those trades. It sucks to have to be sellers, but at least I think we got back some good prospects. So let's run through this game real quick against the Diamondbacks. The last game before August. Derek Rodriguez gets the start, and this one's going to be grounded up the middle. So it's a leadoff base hit for the Diamondbacks. Now Rojas, who pretty much ended our hopes in the last time we watched the Diamondbacks, sends it to right center field and it gets down. Bounces all the way to the wall. Kiermaier relays it back in. Gordon doesn't throw it home, though. That's going to be an RBI double from Rojas. Gets El Marte up. Still hitting 209. The Diamondbacks elected not to trade him. He's going to fly to center field. Kiermaier gets behind it, and he's going to throw to third. The runner trying to tag, and Kiermaier guns him out. Kiermaier's amazing defense and arm being displayed in today's episode. Bottom of the first, Tapia up. He's going to ground it off of Matt Adams' glove. Knocks it down, but he nonchalantly throws it over to first, and it's going to be an infield single. So now it brings up Correa, who's been even better in July than in June. And a full count. He's going to ground this to the right side. And more trouble over there for Matt Adams, but this time he gets the out at first. Now Blackman up. He's going to send this to left field. Peralta looking up, and this one is actually going to carry out of here. That's a 2-run homer for Blackman. As he continues to have a great season, his 16th of the year. The all-star catcher, Carson Kelly, up. He's going to launch one to center field, and that's going to leave. Tying things up here at 2. Kelly continues to hit us very well, and so do the Diamondbacks as a whole. His 10th of the season. Correa in the bottom of the third in a full count. He's going to launch a no-doubt shot to left field. Rockies take the lead back, now up 3-2. That is Correa's 15th of the season. Tim LeCastro, who's been a pain in our side, he's going to hit a ball to left field, and you know what this is. This is a home run for Tim LeCastro. I don't know why, he just seems to crush us. And he ties things up here at 3. Rodriguez not having a good day. And this one's going to be hit hard to left. Tapia running back, and it's going to stay in the yard, but bounce off the wall. The runner is going to take a big turn at second, but he's going to stop there with a no-out double. Now with 2 outs, Josh Rojas grounds this to the left side. Correa boots the ball. A rare error for him. Just his 2nd of the season. Now Ketel Marte up. Marte is going to ground this up the middle, and the Diamondbacks are going to take a 4-3 lead on the RBI single. Austin Bryce going to come in and make his first appearance as a Rocky. With 2 outs and a 2-2 count, Tim LeCastro doing more things against us. Bloops this one into right field, and he's going to hustle into second. That's an RBI double from Tim LeCastro. Now with the bases loaded, Carson Kelly up. He's going to ground this to Talia, who's now our everyday first baseman, and he gets the out there. So at least we limit the damage, but still down 5-3. Kiermaier's going to ground this through the right side. That's a leadoff single in the bottom of the 5th. So now we may have a chance. At least we got the tying run up at the plate yet again, but in the top of the order for Tapia. And Kiermaier's going to steal second base. So he swipes a bag. Tapia is 2 for 2 on the day, and he's going to send it to the left, and that's going to get down, make it 3-4-3 for Tapia. That's an RBI single for him. So Rockies strike here and are down a run as we move to the top of the 6th. Matt Adams is going to send it to center field, and that one's going to leave here in a hurry. Solo home run for him, his 17th of the year, as he hits another home run against us. And Bryce having a bit of trouble. This one's going to be popped up, but get down in front of McMahon, and he makes an error. He's been starting at third base for the majority of the games in the second half so far because of the defensive end Duhar, but he makes an error there. And this one's blooped in the right field, and the runner's going to hold up, but get to third base. So runners at first and third, and they go to Ben Bowden. Make an appearance here against Van Meter, and this one's going to be launched to right center field and get out of here. Diamondbacks are going to hit a 3-run homer and go up 9-4. And yeah, I don't think there's really much worth showing here the rest of the way. We'd lose 11-4, and there's the box scores. Tapia ended up 4 for 5, pitching not very good anywhere. And we'll go through some trades before we end today's episode. At the trade deadline, some other teams are making. Mitch Haniger to the Red Sox, Jordan Luplow to the Yankees. Clint Frazier goes to the Giants, so he is in our division now. And Michael Wacha to the Red Sox. Yanni Chirinos also to the Red Sox. And John Barabia to the Blue Jays. Now, the big trade of the day, Matt Chapman goes to the Texas Rangers from the Oakland Athletics. We have to deal with Bobby Dahlbeck. He goes to the Dodgers. But Matt Chapman is the big get at the trade deadline. He has 1 more year left of team control. So let's take a look at the standings before we end today's episode. 19 games out of the division and 8 out of the wild card. We'll see what ends up happening, as now we're in the month of August. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.